Hello all. This is going to be a video showing that Space Engineers now requires always online play to access the skins that are part of the Style Pack DLC and a couple of ones added with the Decorative Pack and Economy Pack DLC. Now you can see here that I'm not connected to the internet, that I have no internet access on that network, and I'm in Steam offline mode. And right here the DLCs are installed, ticked, and everything, but when I start the game up, I'm not going to be able to use the new engineer skins. I'm not going to be able to select the new armor skins on the blocks. Now, as far as I can tell, this is as part of Steam the Steam's inventory is where all the items and skins seem to be saved. Not part of the actual game files anywhere. And as you can see, I got the boxes for the Decorative Pack, the Economy Pack, the Style Pack. I'm not sure which ones are which. But News Download Failed. That's the box that had the last update notes, and it's not on the internet, so it's not connected. Now, if I go to the character screen and let this load up, you're going to see that it's going to be empty. Despite collecting a lot of the random drops from the unknown signals, despite having the Style Pack and the DLC purchased, installed, and validated, I'm not going to have access to any of those additions. When it decides to load. Okay, and right here. This whole section is empty. And no suits, no tools, nothing, because I'm offline. And all this information appears to be stored on somewhere online, either the Steam's inventory section or on Keen's servers. And now if we go over to load game, you'll see that I have 4 entries here. Now this is important because I have more than 800 hours logged in Steam. I have about the same amount offline. I have many saved games, but I only see 4 here because this is a separate folder. If we go over to the app data roaming here, the saves file, you'll see there's 2 folders here. This one here, that is those 4 there. This one with the long string of numbers, that is all my older games saves here. This is the online things, and up until this last update, this is what my offline games saved as well. So this is a new change, whether it's a bug or a decision. There's now 2 folders, an online folder and an offline folder. Now if we go into this test here, okay, you can see them all loaded up in here, so I have all the textures loaded in now. It's still trying to load. And you can also see I have a couple pieces from the Decorative Pack. So the DLC's installed correctly. And I have all the textures, they've all loaded in now. They all look fine there. I'll work on different blocks, it's all fine here. But when I open up my menu here, I don't have the skins here because, again, I'm offline, and these are apparently an online only, which was not disclosed to me before I purchased them, and I don't see why that's the case anyways. Nice, but the game files support them all. They're all in here just fine, but I cannot use them right this moment because I can't select them while offline. Now we're going to close this here and go ahead and exit that. And And now I'm going to go over here and go to online mode and hook onto here. Okay, I now have internet access. Steam's connecting online to account. And now this is a peculiar case for me because I don't have good access to affordable internet at my home. So I use my phone's hotspot capability to run updates a couple of times a month. I don't have an always-on internet signal. I don't have an affordable option available to me. So for the past couple of years, this hasn't been a problem, but this recent update has changed that. So now you see Steam's online. It's waiting to download some things, and everything's still set up here. It's loading the workshop data. If I go into here now, I'm going to have all these items available to me. And open here, let this load up here, and you see the last news updated. This ad for some reason uploads here. It all seems to be working fine. Now if I go into the character selection, give it a second to load up everything, it's going to load the inventory, which I believe off of the Steam inventory side, and I'm going to have access to the different engineer skins and tools. As soon as it decides to fully log in. Okay. Okay, and there it loaded me up with that. It shows my full inventory here. Has all the tools here. Because it all works fine, so it's not an error with my install. But go to load games folder and you're going to see here it's a lot more full now, because like I said, there are now two save folders: the offline folder that only had the 4 and the online folder which has all the other ones here. So I'm not sure what benefit having two save folders is now, but you can copy them back and forth. There is a workaround there. However, there shouldn't be a need to work around it anyways. So I'm going to load up into here, and it's going to show access to all the... It's going to show all the skins are fully installed and working correctly. And see, this is the same map I was just on, minus the couches, because like I said, there's two folders, so I added the couches on one save file, and it's two separate save files I have to copy back and forth. But there's all the textures. They're loaded. They're working fine. They're coming in slowly here. And if I go to here, you can see I can select things and recode things now. So I have access to all the different textures and everything at this point, since I'm back online. So it's the DLC requires online connection, and with some tests I found that logging back out of turning the internet back off and going Steam back into offline mode for about 10 minutes or so, I don't have an exact number, but for a short while I can start the game and still have access to them. But after a couple of minutes, when I close the game and restart it, I lose whatever token it says I have the things. I can no longer select those. As you saw in the beginning of the video, these weren't even loaded here. There's some kind of temporary file, I believe, that still shows I have access to them, but then it expires or whatever the process is, and I can no longer select those in offline game. But everything else otherwise works fine in online, but I did not purchase the DLC with the understanding that it was online required. I thought I was be able to purchase it and use it and have fun, which doesn't seem to be the case at the current time. Now, King can probably fix this, I'm sure. It's a matter of their cycle in the past has been slow to respond, so I'm not sure if or when they'll be able to change anything on this, but they needed at the very least add a note that says DLC is currently online only. Requires an active internet connection, otherwise you can't select them. And that's for all right now. Hopefully this gets addressed soon, or gets expanded, or at least gets told that it requires an online connection, because at the current implementation it's not going to work for me, which is a shame since I've spent money for it and I would like to use some of it. But that's all for right now. Hope this message gets to Keen and they can look into this.